The Washington Wizards just traded John Wall to the Houston Rockets for Russell Westbrook, and I think we all are collectively asking, what is happening? I mean, this trade is very strange to say the least. Russell Westbrook is a man who just averaged 27.2 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 7 assists a game, and as we all saw this offseason, absolutely nobody wanted him. He had basically no trade value because of his reckless play style combined with this huge contract. Meanwhile, on the Washington Wizards, John Wall had that same kind of huge contract, and he is coming off a massive injury that saw him miss the entire 2020 season. Because of this, it's kind of no surprise that the rapid reaction to this trade has been, why did this happen, and is this possibly a trade that both teams have lost? Well, I am here to answer that question because in today's video, we're going to take a look at who won this trade. And of course, this is my opinion just 30 minutes after the trade took place, so please don't judge me too hard, but I think I have a pretty good case as to why the Houston Rockets are going to end up winning this trade. Yes, that's right, I said the Houston Rockets, and what's up guys, Mike here, and today, as you already know, we are looking at the John Wall Russell Westbrook trade. All I've got to say is I'm on a grind right now. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single video. If you hit that subscribe button, it helps me out a ton. Anyway, as for this trade, let's first talk about the Washington Wizards and what they're going to have with Russell Westbrook, and then we'll get into the Rockets and talk about why I think they won this trade. So for the Washington Wizards, if you've been paying attention to NBA rumors lately, you may have seen that John Wall has been pretty unhappy because Bradley Beal has recently been outed as trying to get John Wall out of Washington. Now, to me, this came as somewhat of a surprise because while in the past I do understand that Bradley Beal and John Wall had their differences, if you looked at the quotes from Bradley Beal last season, if you looked at the quotes from Bradley Beal headed into the offseason, you would see two things. One, that he is very loyal to the Washington Wizards. He has said that unless things get even worse than they are now, he wants to stay on that team. He wants to be one of those guys that's with the same team their entire careers. That is admirable, but what is not admirable is the fact that along with those quotes, we also heard that Bradley Beal was excited for John Wall to return. Just listen to what Bradley Beal told NBC Sports Washington in August. Quote, "Oh man, I'm beyond excited. I'm not going to lie," Bradley Beal said Sunday afternoon, about playing with John Wall again. "I'm more happy for him than anything because he gets to get back on the floor. He hasn't been on the floor in a long time. For him to be able to get his peace, his muse back, and his love and joy back, I think that will be great. I'm definitely looking forward to just us together. With where I've taken my game to him being a 5-time All-Star, we can really grow our team and our young stars that we have in the making. I'm excited and I know the fans are too. It can't come any faster." Okay, so digesting that quote, what? Why would Bradley Beal say all of this? Why would he go so overboard on saying he wanted to play with John Wall if just about a month later it completely leaked that Bradley Beal was trying to get John Wall traded? Now for the Wizards, yes, I did say the Rockets won this trade, but this put the Wizards in practically an unwinnable situation because John Wall heard all of this. John Wall knew that Bradley Beal wanted him out. John Wall knew that Bradley Beal did not want to play with him. John Wall was previously the alpha dog of the Washington Wizards. He was their leader, so it is perfectly understandable that if Bradley Beal, who was the second option on the team when John Wall got hurt and now has emerged as a star, wants John Wall out, well, John Wall is not going to want to play in Washington, especially when the front office took Beal's side. There was no mention of Bradley Beal getting traded. In fact, it has been said that Washington basically hung up the phone on anyone who asked for Beal. So with John Wall unhappy, the Wizards had to make some kind of move here, and honestly, I don't like the fit. I don't think anyone really loves the fit of Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal together. I mean, the two really do not make sense. Maybe this would have made more sense before Bradley Beal became a more ball-dominant guard, but after averaging 30 points per game, after having the ball in his hands a lot last season, I just don't see Bradley Beal taking the backseat to Russell Westbrook anytime soon, and as we saw in Houston with James Harden, it definitely seems like Russell Westbrook does not want to take the backseat to anyone either. That's why personally I was hoping that Russ would end up in a Jimmy Butler type situation where Russ was the best player on the team. I think that is the best situation for him, but now playing alongside Bradley Beal, I think things are going to look fine at first. I think both players are going to try to make things work, but then at the end of the day, they are not going to enjoy playing together, and that is going to show, and I'm sure we're going to hear it. Anyway, moving on to the Houston Rockets here, the winners of this trade in my opinion. I want to start my argument here for why the Rockets won by stating that this is not a perfect world. If this was a perfect world for Houston, they would be able to hop on NBA 2K, they would be able to hop on the trade finder, and they would be able to get some pretty good value out of Russell Westbrook. The thing is, as we just saw all offseason, absolutely no one wanted Russell Westbrook. If the Rockets did end up trading Russ to someone like the Knicks, they certainly were not going to get any type of player back that was going to be as good as Russ. They definitely were not going to get an all-star talent like John Wall back on their roster. So in my opinion, after seeing what Russell Westbrook's trade value was, the fact that the Rockets were not only able to get John Wall, but were also able to get a first-round pick out of this, that is a huge win for me. And to me, the pick is really just a bonus here, because if you watched my video on John Wall already this offseason, I am very, very high on this man's return. Let's just start off with the words of Kevin Durant, who spent this offseason running through drills and playing pickup games with John Wall. Quote, "He looked amazing to me. He looked great. I know he wants to go out there and play great basketball." As for John Wall, he said, "I'm gonna be better than what I was before, and that's the scary part. Damn near the whole 5 years I was an all-star, I played with 2 bone spurs in my knee and my heel. People don't know that. They ain't even get the best of John Wall yet. They just got a clip of him." Yes, John Wall has claimed that in the 5 seasons that he was an all-star, he was partially injured with bone spurs. Now he's saying he's returning healthy for the first time ever. He has been quoted as saying he feels young. He has been quoted as saying he has never felt this good playing basketball. That to me is the perfect situation, especially when you consider the man he is playing with. And no, I'm not talking about James Harden. I don't know what kind of fit John Wall and James Harden are going to be together. I don't think anyone can possibly know what kind of fit that's going to be. But what I will say is I think it's going to be a better fit than Russell Westbrook and James Harden, because we already know what kind of fit that was, and it did not work out. The Rockets traded a guy that they knew did not work out for them for an all-star level talent who might work out with James Harden. Is that an ideal situation? Someone who might work out? No, of course not. But again, Russell Westbrook had no trade value here. The fact that the Rockets were able to get John Wall, who Kevin Durant says looks amazing, is pretty good in my opinion. And to get back to what I was about to say, yes, I am very excited to watch John Wall play with DeMarcus Cousins finally. I mean, seriously, with DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall both coming back from injury, the Houston Rockets have to be the biggest wild card of this season. I love the signing of Christian Wood. James Harden is of course going to be playing at the MVP level that he always does, but we have 2 giant question marks in John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins. We don't know if they're going to return to their all-star levels, but what we do know is that they are going to love playing with each other. Because if you didn't know, John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins were boys in high school. In fact, they were such good friends that they decided that they were going to team up and play in college together, and then they ended up teaming up, going to Kentucky, and winning a national championship together. Yes, the two have proven they can win together, and ended up with a 35-3 record and an Elite 8 performance. They have publicly stated that they have always wanted to play together in the NBA, and now the Houston Rockets have done just that. They have paired up John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins. They have, in my opinion, given themselves hope for next season. Again, I don't think Russell Westbrook and James Harden were ever going to work together, but John Wall in Houston, I mean, the man is younger, he's hungry, he's playing with his best friend in the league. I am now very excited to see what the Houston Rockets do this season. Man, I cannot believe the NBA is almost here. All right, guys, and that is today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to subscribe. I'm on a grind here. The NBA season is coming back. I'm going to be posting so many quality videos. You are not going to want to miss a single one. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to turn post notifications on so you don't miss a single video. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day, guys, and cue that music. If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. Make sure to click on one of them. Again, I know you're gonna love it. And other than that, have a great day and peace.